And that's my cue to start the show. Welcome to another edition of the Welcome to another edition of the Hard Rock and Sports Show, live from high atop Hard Rock Sports Studios in beautiful scenic Monroe, New Jersey. We are your 2-hour weekly get together where we bring you all the biggest news from around the worlds of hard rock, heavy metal, and of course the wide world of sports. And guys, welcome to Thursday night, May the 14th in the year of our good Lord 2026. And guys, it was a beautiful day today. It was a little overcast, but I like it overcast. It's been a good week. I was exhausted this weekend. Had a big family function and I worked my butt off, and I was exhausted. And you know what? About halfway, 3/4 of the way through it, I went, holy cow, I'm old. Boy, oh boy, I bust my butt this weekend. So it's been a long week. I'm going to need this weekend to recharge the batteries. I've gotten through this week somehow. Don't know how I did it, but I got it. And I'm here on Thursday night with you guys, and I'm looking forward to 2 hours of hard rock and sports talk. We got a lot to talk about. The Knicks, 2 rounds to halfway to a championship, or at least an attempt at a championship. We'll talk about the Knicks and how well they're playing, and they are playing extremely well. And what I love about this Knicks team is not only are they playing unselfish offensive basketball, they're actually playing defense. And for the first time since he's gotten here, Karl-Anthony Towns has played exceptional basketball. I know he's had a lot of foul troubles. I get it, and I hate it. But he has been a factor in this, and it's been great. We'll talk a little Yankees not playing so well lately. We'll talk about Mets playing better lately. So, and a big this weekend series, Yankees-Mets, the first Subway Series of the year. The Mets are heading into it playing much better baseball than the Yankees at this moment. But the Mets are still 12 games out of first place. The Yankees are 2.5 games out of first place as of today's newspapers. So we will see where that all turns. Is it too late for the Mets? I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that. We got the NFL schedule kicking off in about an hour. We got a couple leaked parts, so we'll talk about, hopefully we'll get to the Jets and Giants schedule tonight. We're going to create a band. That's right, a 4-piece band from a certain list of musicians. I will get Jeff on, and we will figure it out. I have not picked my band, and I'm very troubled by it. So I am going to wait for Jeff. We are also going to discuss the 5 best and 5 worst finishing moves in the 70s and 80s. I always limit mine to 70s and 80s. I'll just say in the WWF. So we got that. We'll talk, like I said, a lot of schedule tonight when it comes out. And that's it. We'll play it by ear right now. I want to talk a little about the Jets and their quarterback room. There's a few things to get to. We got a lot to chat about. But we're going to get the show kicked off. I hope you guys have been following along with our president out in China. Going really well. Lots of turmoil in the Middle East with Iran and the U.S. A lot of things to be concerned about in this world, folks. But sit back. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. As crazy as that is, I think New York is worse. Holy cow. This Mamdani and his free grocery store that's going to take 5 years to build and $30 million, which I just can't understand. Now he's getting all sorts of attacks from small businesses in New York, bodegas and delis, who are ganging up on him to say, you got to be kidding me. He's chasing everybody out. All the big money is heading to Florida and Texas, and they're trying to do anything they can to stitch up that big open sore that people are just running out of here with their money. And this guy, this city may never recover ever again from what this moron's doing. So I hope people keep fighting back. And I hope at some point, all these people who thought for any reason he would do well for New York City are going to wake up. And this is a 4-year disaster. But after 8 years of de Blasio and 4 years of Adams, and now at least 4 years of this guy, you're talking about, think about the 20 years we had with Giuliani and Bloomberg. 20 years. I don't think you ever had a better time in New York City. I mean, we were prosperous. It was safe. It was clean. Great. Then you got de Blasio. Then you got Adams. And now you got this guy. The reverse is going to happen. And it's a lot easier to go from good to bad than it is from this bad to worse. It took a long time for this city to recover from the A Beam and Wagner and all those guys. It took Giuliani to fight and claw and scratch to get that city back on its feet. And I'll give Bloomberg credit for keeping it on its feet even through all of 9/11. So, no, I agree. He really didn't do anything, but what he didn't do was mess it up. That's the key. Like, he didn't come in and go, "Oh, I got to change things around." He just said, "Leave it alone. I'll take credit for it, and let me just worry about how much soda everybody's drinking. Let me just check your salt in your food." That's to me was the beauty of Bloomberg is he just said, "Hey, give me 12 years of I won't bother nobody. I'll just let everything run the way we had it, and I won't mess it up." And he didn't. So I don't think he did anything great. I just don't think he did anything wrong. So I think that's the beauty of Bloomberg. So, but this guy is an effing moron. And I got to tell you, every day you read the paper and they take more and more away. They want to tax more and more. They're going to get every nickel out of everybody in this city until there just ain't another nickel left. So we'll see where it goes. But in the meantime, every Thursday you'll find us right here, Jeff and I. In fact, let's get Jeff on now. Let's kick off the show. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A little bit of wrestling. We'll do a little bit of music. We got some journeys on the way out the door. We'll talk with the Jet locker room, especially the quarterback room. And, of course, we'll get to the NFL schedule when it kicks and all that good stuff. So let's get my buddy on, my partner in crime, Mr. Jeff Blackest Sabbath Towinski. What's up, my man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
I don't know, my man. Let's start it off the way we always started, Jeff. And, Jeff, how was your week?
Oh, another long week in the books.
Oh, yeah?
But
you off
another
this weekend?
week closer. Yeah, I'm off, but another week closer to getting the fuck out of here. So it's all right with me.
I got you. I always say I'm looking forward to those days, but I also say I don't want to rush myself to get there because time just goes too quick. I hope at some point this starts. I hope it just starts to slow down a little bit. I look up. It was Saturday night, and I was exhausted on the couch, and now it's Thursday night. I'm exhausted on the chair, and the week just flew by me. So I'm hoping it slows down and I get to smell the roses, Jeff.
You will once you're done working, But I listen. I got to get the fuck out of there. I can't stand it no more. But that is what it is.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What is the ideal Jeff Towinski retirement day? Like when you retire, all the pomp and circumstances, everybody celebrates. Everybody has the parties. You kind of, and then you wake up that first Monday with nothing to do. What is the typical Jeff Towinski, I'm now retired day look like? What do you do?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm going to have lots of fun, man. Wow. Wow. I'm reading what Anthony wrote.
Uh-huh.
He's just looking into a few things, and he is getting a runaround and a half. Sorry to hear that, man. You could borrow Freddie's if you like, I guess. I don't know what to tell you there. I'm sorry. He's trying to get a pension number to do something, and they're giving him a hard time. What am I going to do when I'm home?
Yeah, like what would be your ideal day? If you could write it down, you could write it in the book and say, I want every day of my life to look like this when you're retired. What does it look like?
I can't say that on air. If my wife hears that, I'll get in so much trouble. She would be home and she would entertain me as only a wife can entertain a husband. And, I'd be fucking puffing all day long. You think my brain is limited now? My fucking God. Within 6 weeks, it'll be the size of a fucking peanut. And I'm done listening to people's problems and trying to figure shit out.
Please.
As stupid, yes, I know. Look who I'm talking to, right? But you're building a skyscraper, a building, okay? I have to tell people, go take this, go there, pick this up, and do this.
So do I.
And it's, yes, but they're not building a building while doing it. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
And the people that I work with directly are pretty good at what they do, okay? It's everybody else that comes in. Like today, I don't know if Anthony's still on and if he'll get a chuckle out of this, of course. I'm eating my lunch, and this idiot comes in, and well, he's from down south, we'll say.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, I just seen something. If that's him, he'll." He was asking for something, and we're just looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Frank. I guess you can. I don't know.
Frank, put up your question. What do you want? You want a private conversation? Is this for public?
I feel as though I'm being entrapped here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think I'm being trapped. Yeah, there you go. Anthony knows. And I mean, it was just like this guy traveled miles to get there to ask this question, and then he went home empty-handed because nobody got up to do it. Just like, see you later. But it's the retardation.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Listen,
send me a message, Frank, if you like. Go right ahead.
If I could tell you, he said he has no listening to people's problems. Listen. I've learned that not only in my work life and in my private life, I spend more of my time solving other people's problems. It's just amazing every single day. No, it's just every morning when I walk into work, I'm greeted by 4 or 5 little faces who have a problem, whether it's a personal problem, a work problem, a combination, and I got to come up with an answer to solve their problem. It's every day.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just tired of this.
Yep. I don't know. Do you know what Frankie's talking about?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Jeff is a good guy. Okay.
I said, I think I'm being set up here. But Frank, whatever, you're more than welcome to send me any kind of message right now. Of course, I can't do anything. You see what I'm doing. But by all means, do what you need to do.
Oh, so Jeff, you've changed locations this week for the show. Usually you're up in the bedroom.
That's exactly where I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why does it look different in your room?
Well, we painted about 6 months ago.
Oh, it just looks different today.
And the dog is over there.
Okay. Now I got it. I see it again. I see the fans back. Okay. Never mind. Okay.
It's I don't have many alternatives here.
Yes, no, I understand completely. So,
as far as space goes, it is what it is. But I got my desk here. I'll show you something real quick.
Sure.
This is what we're looking at here.
Oh, very nice.
My Peanuts collection that I keep under the desk, a few Christmas lights and stuff like that. So that I got that. I don't know. I just had lights, and I was like, "What am I going to do with them?" And my wife got me this roll top desk a few years ago for Christmas.
Yep.
So, which is really cool. I like this. And I put the lights up. I put a few hangers up there, whatever you want to call them, and now I got the lights up there. So, yeah, is what it is.
All right. Well, like I said, we don't have a ton to talk about, but we got some stuff to talk about.
Actually, I got something for you too.
Go for it. Go first.
And I would like for Frank to be involved with this. I found today.
Yep.
The 10 worst rock singers.
Oh wow, 10 worst rock singers. That's an interesting list.
Yeah, right. and I know that if he's on and he hears this, he's gonna have some bitching to do.
All right. Now is this strictly the hard rock and metal variety, or this is rock in general? Like you might wind up with Bruce Springsteen on here, type of thing.
Well, I don't want to give up any names.
Well, there's a list. I'm just saying that type of genre.
It covers various genres of music, from punk to metal to classic, to maybe even depending on how you're thinking of, maybe even a little new wave. I don't know. Some of the list I do agree with. Some of it, no, I don't. But I think it'll be both, Frank.
That's Billy. Oh, I went to the Mets game the other night with Joey Madden. I saw that picture. I thought I was going to die, cigarette after cigarette in the car. LOL.
I have not seen Joey Madden. Joey Madden had a broken arm.
Yes.
For about 7 years.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't know what it was. If they kept re-breaking it, maybe he owed somebody money or something when he was like 13, 14. But I remember him going through school, or going through years growing up, constantly with a cast on his arm. And then you want to know something? I never knew the guy, and then I ended up talking to him a couple times. He wasn't that bad of a guy. You know, it wasn't somebody that I'd hang out with all the time. I didn't know him, but he wasn't a bad guy.
Okay.
But he was actually kind of funny. I know he's a big Ranger fan. Really? Well, there you go. I know he had that cast for a long, long time. So I haven't seen him in, man, I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I saw him. It's got to be, fuck. He used to be on Facebook a lot. I don't see him on Facebook at all, actually.
Okay. I sent you a message if you get it.
Oh, okay. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I have my own personal feelings, and I'll keep them to myself. I'll say
That's fine. That's fine.
No, I'm just, I have my own history with you.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Frankie. Yeah, he lives in Virginia, and they're coming up and hang out. Okay, good. Nice to hear. I wish him well. Good for him. Let's see. Go back to my private chat with Jeff. I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Oh,
really? Yeah. Don't remember. Okay. So Jeff, let's read your list and let's see if we agree on each individual person, and then see if somebody's missing from the list.
All right.
I'm playing in my head the worst people who sang professionally who got credit for it, and you wonder how the hell did they get credit for it? Yeah, and my first one would be Bruce Springsteen. I think you maybe count him as a great songwriter, but his voice is horrendous. Bob Dylan would be another one, but go ahead, Jeff.
All right. I just had to answer a text. Somebody doesn't. Every time I tell people I do things on Thursday night, they conveniently forget. All right, so I don't know who wrote this list. I found it online. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I went through the list and I was like, I got to fucking get this. I got to get Frank on take on this. So I'm going to start at number 1 and work my way to number 10. I don't really think it makes a difference.
Nope.
But number 1 on the list is Johnny Rotten. From the Sex Pistols.
Okay, I don't know if I agree with that one, but go ahead. All right.
Well, look, Johnny Rotten, to me, and the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
He had a voice that maybe fit the Sex Pistols, and that's about it. I think that even his mother didn't buy his albums.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he was a great. I mean, I'm not a huge Sex Pistols fan, but I never listened to them and went, "Wow, his voice is terrible."
Yeah, I hear.
Go ahead.
All right. So next was. Number 2, Dave Mustaine.
I would agree with that. I think Dave Mustaine's terrible. But
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
never was.
I think you kind of put up with it because it's associated with Megadeth, but I would not say that's a classically trained voice.
No, definitely fucking not. To me, Megadeth has a few good songs here and there. Mm-hmm. Overall, his voice is not what I look forward to hearing. Number 3, and let the games begin.
Oh boy,
Vince Neil.
I would agree with that.
Vince Neil to me has got to be at least present day, and I wasn't a big fan of his voice back then. It's got to be one of the worst singers in the history of fucking of music. To me, I'm sorry, he's awful.
As an album singer, he's fine, but anybody who's heard Vince Neil sing in person, which we have, will tell you that he's terrible, and especially now, it's even worse. So I would agree.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not somebody I want to listen to.
I thought his voice on Shout the Devil was okay. The early albums, it was just too much. It was too high pitched for me.
Frank, who are you saying is horrible? By the way, you got to mention names.
I think he's saying Vince.
And Billy Graz. I'm pretty sure that you bought the Maiden tickets and you're going to see Anthrax and Megadeth with them also, I'm assuming. All right, so number 4 is somebody that you guys brought up before, which is Bob Dylan. Yes, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, definitely. My God, he is fucking horrible, man. I don't know how people could get into his stuff. Not for me.
Well,
Not for
I would
me at
only
all.
say that he was his popularity grew from the pot era. So when people used to go to his concerts stoned on LSD and pot, no, of course he sounded good. Holy cow! But that guy has to have the worst voice
I
of
gotta
all.
make it. I gotta make a small admission here. As somebody that used to smoke a lot of pot,
Yeah,
a lot of pot,
a lot,
a lot
a
of
lot.
pot, a
Right,
lot.
got it.
Bob Dylan does not have a good voice. Man. Maybe if I got hit with a pot,
Maybe,
I may think differently.
maybe if somebody hits you in the ear with a pot,
Yeah, but as far as smoking pot,
nobody,
no, he definitely is
Andy,
not doing anything for that.
nobody in this world enjoys Bob Dylan. People
No,
say they do.
you know who is a big Bob Dylan fan?
Oh,
My cousin Allison,
holy cow!
who has been on the show once in a while. And I
Yes.
mean, like, I believe she's gone to see him, but it is what it is.
Anybody who says they like Bob Dylan is just trying to be deep. They're just trying to say I'm cool because nobody can listen to Bob Dylan's voice and go, that's soothing.
It is certainly not.
No.
Number 5.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you ready for this, boys and girls?
Go ahead.
Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Now, I am not a Chili Peppers fan. I would put them in my top 5 overrated bands. Now, there's some talent in the band, obviously. I just not a fan. But I never thought he had a bad voice. I wouldn't say it's a great voice. I just don't. And again, I never saw them live. Jeff, does this matter if it's live or on Memorex?
You know, I think he has a good voice to suit the Chili Peppers. Anthony, you would have to actually bury me from the neck down and literally stone me for me to enjoy Bob Dylan. And even then, a few well-placed rocks and it'll be over faster than getting into it. I'm sorry. Anthony Kiedis, I don't think that I'm not a Chili Pepper fan, and like you, I realize that there's some talent there, but it's just not for me. I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't know whether are they a punk band, are they a new wave band, or are they a rock band? You know, does your mom like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? They have some songs like that. They cover a wide variety, but they just don't cover it for me.
Yeah, again, there's some good songs there. I'm not a fan. I don't listen to their music. There's a lot of talent in that band. But again, I don't think he's a great singer. I just don't think he's a bad singer. I don't know if I don't know if he would have made that list for me, but go ahead.
No, definitely not. Next on the list, number 6, David Lee Roth.
Wow.
I know if Billy Grass is there, he may chime in on this, but
listen,
go
anybody
ahead,
anybody who's listened to Dave live would cannot come out and say that Dave is a great singer. You could say he's a great front man. His album stuff is fine. I heard him in '83 on on their famous U.S. Festival, and if you ever try to listen to that, it's terrible. I mean, his voice is horrendous. So
David Lee Roth.
Yeah, I would tell you on an album, Dave is great. As a frontman, Dave's one of the top 5 of all time. But
now I see Billy Grass says he agrees currently. Listen, that's fine. I think most of the world that can hear would say that they agree currently. But I'm sorry, I have to say, David Lee Roth's voice and persona fit Van Halen.
Absolutely.
Nobody is ever going to say that David Lee Roth is a top 3 or top 5 singer in metal and hard rock.
Agreed.
I'm sorry. In the studio and on album, he was great. But live, he never had a voice I'd be like, wow, that sounded great. He never did it for me live.
He looks like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space.
Yeah. And Frank, by the way, Blood Sugar Sex Magic is a pretty decent album. I haven't listened to it in a while, but there's some great stuff on there. But I never bought another Chili Peppers album after that.
All right, back to the go back to your list.
Back to the list. The first female singer on the list, and I have a hard time with this, not because I like her, but because I'm not going to say she was groundbreaking, but her voice was very raspy. Maybe I'm giving away some hints there. No, I don't know. Very raspy. She had her place in rock history. She's no longer with us. And I would say that is Janis Joplin.
Oh, yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's another one of those people. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
her voice sounded like, I mean, I don't know how many cigarettes and whiskey she'd done a day, but She done did it.
She done did it. No, I would agree. That's not, it kind of fits her music, but if anybody's telling me that you're going to hear her sing, because it's good vocals, no, I agree. That to me, I have no problem with that one.
Billy Graz, David Lee Roth is playing the Stone Pony. Is that what you're right? He really? Because
I wouldn't
not
be
for nothing.
surprised, but
I maybe I'm hoping he's playing the summer stage and not indoors. But listen, that is quite the tumble for somebody that was playing stadiums and stuff like that. I mean, we know people that play the Stone Pony and almost on a semi-regular basis. And
he is out on the show, summer stage. Guys.
wow,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, you know what? As long as he's still playing, but if that's what he wants to do and people want to give him money, then by all means, do what you got to do.
Yep.
All right. Now, we're going to ruffle some feathers because I know the first Vince Neil, like water off of Frank's back.
Yep.
The David Lee Roth, once again, like water off of Duck's back. This one is going against the grain. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but this one's gonna hit hard. This one's gonna go deep. And that is Mr. Paul Stanley from Kiss.
Wow.
Now,
if you said Gene, I might agree with you. Paul, I think Paul in his day was a great voice.
He probably had an excellent hard rock voice, especially for what Kiss was doing. I would prefer to listen to the stuff that Paul sang than over Gene and Peter. Ace's stuff was okay, but I mean, I guess to me, if I had to pick one guy to sing for Kiss, it would definitely be Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
It looked like he interacted with the music more so than the other members of the band would have been able to. He would have been more the natural frontman in my eyes for that band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you took all four members who had some singing in the band, I think Paul was the only one who was a real singer. Everybody else, I always felt kind of forced, or it's my band, I'm going to sing it type of thing. I mean, Ace certainly not a terrible voice, but not something you go, wow, that's a great singer, or Peter. And Gene, again, I don't hate. I love a lot of his songs, but to me, Paul's the only legit singer in the band, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I could say that. I could go along with that. I could see that.
I like Gene's stuff too, and I don't mind Gene's voice. But if you're telling me, is he a classic singer? Like, does he got a great voice? I'd have to say no. In my opinion, I like his better. I'm not a huge Paul Stanley fan, but I think Paul's a legit singer.
I mean, not for nothing, but Peter Criss, I mean, other than the song Beth, and I know that he had to sing another Kiss song here and there.
Yeah, he sang a bunch. He sang not a bunch, but a few.
And none of them, I don't remember any of them. I mean, I could tell you a couple Ace songs. I could tell you a couple Peter songs. Actually, Ace didn't sing that many songs either, did he? It was mostly Gene and Paul, no?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say yes. Yes.
Peter and Ace just sang a song here and there, and Ace.
Correct.
I mean, listen, everybody still to this day still says that he put out the best Kiss solo album.
No doubt. Ace's solo was the best of all of them. There's no doubt. I know, Frankie. We've had this conversation. He disagrees, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the other guys' albums. I just thought Ace's album, start to finish, was pretty good. So that's my.
Frankie just said that Gene's voice held up better than Paul's. You know what? I could agree with that only because
he's right
of the way he sang and what he did. Paul wasn't going to be able to sing that like that for so much longer. When Gene could just sing because he wasn't actually singing as much as Paul did. Yeah. Like it was more like I don't want to say a growl, but it was less singing than Paul.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. But yeah, Frankie, I read you wrong. Yes, Ace had the best solo album of all of them. None of them were terrible. Although I wasn't crazy about Peter's, it was a little too jazzy for me. But listen, nothing terrible about it and all that. But Ace by far. Paul, Jeff, I'm disagreeing with the Paul Stanley. If you told me that was Gene, I would say he belongs on the list. But I can't. I don't understand Paul Stanley.
I got a hard time agreeing with it too. I don't think even when we did see them, I don't know how much he was singing, how much might have been pre-recorded, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yep.
but I know, you know what? For a man of his age at the time, they put on a pretty decent show.
Yeah.
They went out, they didn't skimp. The show wasn't like it was an hour long. They played a show,
Yeah.
you know,
No doubt.
and
Yeah, no doubt.
you know, listen, who knows? You may even see them again. You never know with
Well,
kids.
they're in the studio recording new music, and
That is true, huh?
And I did hear something about a show or something in Las Vegas. Now, I don't think it's I don't believe the show is makeup and all that, but I did hear something about a show in Vegas of some sort. Maybe Frankie's got a handle on that, but I would tell you, they're in the studio recording new music. That's been out there.
Well, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Let them go out and record some new music. You know what? Rush is going back out there and playing, and I like the way Rush is going. And we got two more singers on this list. I don't want to forget about that. I just want to say though, I like the way Rush is going out there as a completely different kind of band with a different drummer. They have somebody playing the keyboards and other musicians on stage where it's not just going to be the three of them. Maybe he feels as though and they feel as though they can't do what they once did. But you want to know something? I like it more because they're not going out exactly like Rush. They're not going to try to duplicate just the three of them what they did when Neil Peart was in the band.
I would agree with you. That's a good take on that. That is a very good take. Yes,
it makes me feel a little bit better about that, and I think that they should be able to do whatever they want. They've earned that right.
Agreed.
But back to the list, I'm sure everybody is going to agree with this one, or I feel as though they should agree with this one, and that's number 9, Mr. Fred Durst.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, Fred Durst is a joke.
I just, I'm not a big Limp Bizkit fan.
Yeah, a couple songs.
Like a few songs here and there, but it's not somebody that I'm running to put on a playlist. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't think he's a terrible singer. No, I just think that his band was worse than his singing.
Okay, I'm not a fan of the band. Not a huge fan of the band. Saw them live; they weren't bad, but I never thought he was a great singer, so I don't have a problem.
I saw them live too. It wasn't somebody that I'd go back out for and everything else. So, all right, so now we've come to the last person on the list. All right. Do you want to take a guess? Anybody want to take a guess who's number 10 on this list now?
My number 10 on the list, and you're gonna think I'm crazy because I love the band and I love this guy. I just is Geddy Lee on the list.
Well, no, he is not. I don't know if the other fellas want to take a stab in the dark at this one.
I would have guessed Geddy Lee.
Well, no, not Axl. That's a good one. No, that is a Yoko. Well, I think Billy Grass gets credit for that one. But number 10.
Axl's a great one. Go ahead, Jeff. Who's 10?
Yeah, number 10 on the list, Kid Rock. Kid Rock. And you want to know something? I don't have a problem with that because I find Kid Rock to be annoying. And if he's annoying, that means his voice is annoying. And I'm sorry. Kid Rock said the right things at the right time to the right people. And people fell in love with Kid Rock again. Once he stopped making those country crossover hits with Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
And what was the other one where he used Sweet Home Alabama in there?
Yes, the guy all summer long.
Yes, the guy never really did anything else.
I disagree with you. I've discovered Kid Rock in the last couple of years, more than I did in the past, and I like some of his stuff. Tennessee Mountaintop, We the People. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I am going to try to go to his show coming up.
Listen, that's all well and good, but you want to know something? Honestly, I never even heard of those things, and I couldn't tell you the last time that I knew of an album that he put out was in the early 2000s. I saw him.
I don't know if he put anything new out. To be honest with you, this stuff could be 100 years old.
I hope so, which would make it even worse if he's out there singing old stuff.
I discovered it through Pandora and a couple of different sites, and I have a whole bunch of his stuff on my Amazon Music. I listen to it all the time. So I disagree. I don't think it's a classic voice. I think it fits what he does. I would have Axl for sure on that list. Bret Michaels, I don't know, Billy Grass. I never had a problem with Bret Michaels singing. To be honest with you, I don't think he's incredible, but I never really had a problem with that one. So, but Axel, I think, is the guy who needs to be on that list. And give me honest with you,
Listen,
Jenny
first of
Lee.
all,
I
I
love
didn't come up
Jenny.
with the list. I didn't come up with the list, but I
No, no,
will
I
say
got
this much. There are a few people that should be on the list that aren't on the list,
you.
and there's some people that are on the list that should not be on the list.
Yeah.
I necessarily don't have a problem with Kid Rock being on a one of the worst singers list,
Sure.
but I mean, as a performer, I don't like him. As a singer, I don't know. I mean, he just doesn't do nothing for me, but I can't say that I dislike him. I could think of a whole bunch of other people
Yeah.
who I dislike more
Yeah, I
that
agree.
or think are not as good singers. But whatever, if he never sang again and performed again, I couldn't care less.
No, listen. I get it, no, and it's no problem. I mean, I guess now, especially today, with his right wing views and friends with Trump and all that, people are going to turn against him, and that's fine. The last 2 or 3 years, I've kind of really discovered his music, and I like. I happen to like his views, and I like his music now.
Oh,
So
you know what? Do
Joey
this.
Ramone, wow. Okay, what do you think about Joey Ramone being on the should be on the list? That's an interesting.
Joey Ramone being on the list. I'll tell you exactly what I think about Joey Ramone being on the list. I think Joey Ramone was one of those people that sang good when he was in the studio to record his music. And then if you actually listen to live recordings of the Ramones and Joey Ramone, it's some of the worst stuff that I've ever heard. But that's what makes it great because it was fucking punk. And they would just go out on the stage. You know, Dee Dee would yell 1, 2, 3, 4. They'd kick ass for a minute and 48 seconds, stop, and then do it all over again. And they would do that about 40 times a night. I'm not saying that they're great and or anything. I like the Ramones live. They are tough to digest.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know,
God.
I would tell you, as a kid growing up, when you went to see one of your favorite bands and the singer wasn't good after listening to him on the album, it was very disappointing. You
Of
know what I'm
course
saying?
it
Like,
was because no matter what you're listening to,
because you think
it's the
that's what you're going
singing
to
that's
hear. Well,
Jesus
you
Christ. My cat just scared the fuck out of me.
But you know what I'm saying? When you go
What I
to a
said.
concert, the music's going to be there, but what happens is when the singing isn't the same. It was kind of like when I went to see when I went to see Quiet Riot. I liked Quiet Riot. I went to see Maiden, but when I saw Quiet Riot, I was pumped up. And then when I heard Kevin DuBrow sing live, I went, it's not something don't sound right. It wasn't the same. And same thing when we saw Motley Crue. You know, I liked Motley Crue at the time, and I wasn't a huge fan. I was kind of coming off the being a bigger fan because I didn't like the album. But again, when you heard Vince sing live and the band play live, they were horrendous. You went, "What the hell?" So
The singing definitely has a lot to it. Yeah,
yeah,
it could ruin or make a song or turn you into a fan of the band. And you know, listen, it is what it is.
sure.
Everybody's entitled to a bad night. Just some people's bad nights turn into a career. And well, listen, a lot of those guys are not getting up early tomorrow or any other day this week, but yet we are. So they did something all right, you know.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more. Good list. It's that's a fun list, but and one we've never done for sure. We've never done worst singers. We've done best singers. We've done iconic stuff, frontman, but we've never done worst singers. That's actually pretty good.
Frankie, I would hope that maybe you're doing other things other than just getting drunk to really sit through a Motley Crue concert, man.
Oh, boy.
I
Yeah, I tell you.
could not go.
Yeah.
My concert days are limited if I ever go to another concert again. And I got to be honest with you, I know that Motley Crue would not even be remotely on the list of who I may go see live.
Motley Crue might
It's
have
just not for me.
If they played in my living room, I'd have to debate going to see them.
I'll be in the bathroom, guys.
Exactly. I got to be honest with you. It was, I would think, by far the most disappointing concert I think I've ever been to. I mean, I couldn't think of one that was worse. I mean, the band was terrible. Now, again, this is 1988. They were probably all strung out on heroin. They were
When
playing.
we went to see them?
Yes.
Oh, no, sir, my friend. That was even fucking earlier than that.
Could have been that much earlier.
I'm going to get you the date right now. Hold on.
Okay. Was it 87?
I'm gonna leave my cat here.
Yeah, leave your cat. We'll
Well,
talk to the
put
cat.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll put her on air there. Yeah.
See now, Frankie, I like 6 a.m. I'm not a huge fan, but I like the music in 6 a.m. And I guess studio albums, I love Motley Crue. There's a lot of Motley Crue I love. I just don't like Motley Crue live. Seeing them live, they were terrible. Everything I've ever watched on TV with them live was terrible. So I'd have a problem plunking down money to go see them. So, and Frankie, I'll let you know because I'm pretty sure I'm going to go see Kid Rock. I think the only question was, I think that he's playing the same night that Triumph is playing, and I'm torn which concert to go to because I would love to see Triumph, but I'm afraid to see Triumph because I'm afraid they're going to suck. And it's going to blow my mind if I go all the way to Jones Beach to see Triumph play and they suck. And it'll ruin everything for me because I love that band. So, but I think it's the same night that they're play Triumph and Kid Rock play the same night. I'm almost positive. I got to look it up again. Here comes Jeff. Again, Hard Rock Sports at Jeff and I'm Tom. We're here every Thursday night. Thanks for tuning in. Got the we're a little over a week away from the Memorial Day weekend to kick off the summer, and we hope you guys stay safe out there. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll be on the air next Thursday night, so we'll do a lot more about summer. We'll go through all the summer shows next week. We'll do a lot of summer stuff for next week's show.
All right. Well, I don't have the Motley Crue concert that we went to,
Okay.
but I do have another Motley Crue ticket where they played with Whitesnake. And that was in 1987. So I pretty sure that we went. Matter of fact, it was for the Theater of Pain tour.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
1985
on AI. What was the date of Motley Crue and Loudness at Madison Square Garden on the Theater of Pain tour? Let's see if it gives.
I have the ticket right here behind me, right in this bureau, but I just don't know where it is in there. It's in the top drawer someplace.
Oh wow! I'm way off. August 14th, 1985.
Wow. I was working for Brooklyn Union Gas then.
I just graduated high school.
Yeah, I knew we were young, man.
But you know, it does. But you know, here's what doesn't make sense of that is the person we took. Well, no, okay, she would have been. That's right. I was graduating high school. She was a freshman. My brother's sister. That's the reason why we went to take her and her friends.
Yes.
My brother's sister. So, all right. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, actually, we went there to go see Loudness.
Well, you and I did.
Loudness.
You and I did. Yes, you and I did. I don't know why I thought that was 1988, but it's 1985. Good call on your part, Jeff.
Yeah, I remember because that was like the first big concert that I ever went to.
Yes, that was my third.
I wasn't born yet. You know, Anthony, why don't you, I don't know, don't you have some bathrooms to lock up or something, or chase Harold and Kumar around the yard or something? He wasn't born yet.
I had gone to see Maiden in '84 with Jimmy Galicchio and Joey Gansas, and then I had seen Maiden, I think in '85 with Jerry Brusco and Joey Gansas.
I remember when your brother and Joey went to go see Maiden and Priest.
Oh, Screaming for
Okay, so that was like the 1982, and everybody and their mother was going, and I was in the car with my parents.
Yep.
And I saw them on the corner, getting on the bus, getting ready to go to the ferry. And I remember the elaborate story that they told about who's they were staying at one another's houses.
Oh yeah, it was
or something.
Like there was no way my brother was allowed to go to that concert. Yeah, he might, but there was no way he was allowed.
And I saw them, and I wanted to say hello, of course, and have my father beep the horn, but I was like, I can't because it'll give it away. Because this is like the mindset of a 15-year-old at the time. Yeah. And I had to sit there like this. Meanwhile, I seen them on the bus stop. They might have seen me, but I just pretended like I didn't know that, didn't see them, and not to raise attention. And part of me was so mad because I was like, damn, I says, they're going. I would have liked to have gone. And
I don't even think they were freshmen in high school at that point. It might have just been freshmen in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. That's a concert I wish I had went to. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't go to that concert with them. But I went the following year with Joey and no, Actually, yeah, I went to the Defile. I went to Peace of Mind and Power Slave with my first 2 concerts. But I got to go see Kiss at Dynasty, but that was with my uncle.
That might have been the most metal concert for anybody to go to. Maiden and Priest.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't think of a more metal concert
boy
than that one. And think of the albums, the fucking albums.
Oh yeah, two of the most classic albums of all time. Listen,
you go and you're starting off with Number of the Beast. I would love to we got to be able to look up the set list for that tour.
All right, let me see. Hold on, I'll work on it right now. Go ahead.
I could just imagine them opening up with Number of the Beast or something at that time.
Set list for both Judas Priest and Iron Maiden during the Screaming for Vengeance tour. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, so the Judas Priest, ready, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
Judas Priest World Vengeance Tour. The Hellion, Electric Eye, Riding on the Wind, Heading Out on the Highway, Metal Gods, Bloodstone, Breaking the Law, Sinner, Desert Plains, The Ripper, Diamonds and Rust, Devil's Child, Screaming for Vengeance. And you got another thing coming, Victim of Changes, Live After Midnight, The Green Manalishi, and Hellbent for Leather.
My fucking God.
That is so
oh my God.
Holy cow. You ready for Maidens? Holy cow.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Not as long, but holy cow. Listen to this one. Murders opened up, Murders in a Rue Morgue, Wrathchild, Run to the Hills, Children of the Damned, 22, The Number of the Beast, 22, Acacia, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, and Drifter.
Man, that's short set.
Yeah,
what was that, like 8 songs?
Was the open. I guess
Maiden was the opener. Yeah. How did they not open up with fucking Number of the Beast, man? Imagine that place going pitch black.
Now, it's giving me the set list. I'm not necessarily sure that is the way it played out. It doesn't tell me that was the start and that's the finish. It could have been a mixture. I don't know. 2 different examples.
No, they're usually, those things are usually pretty good because some of them are documented places, and like they're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Usually, I never knew Maiden to actually start off anything with Number of the Beast.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, no, normally I guess from that point on, after Power Slaves on, it usually always starts with 2 Minutes to Midnight and Aces High and all that stuff. That's usually the open for Maiden.
Yeah.
Afterwards. But now, at that point, I guess it's Murders in a Rue Morgue and Wrathchild.
Which is still a great song, don't get me wrong. But could you imagine Maiden opening up with Woe to You, O Earth and Sea, while the place is pitch black?
Oh.
And then they just start playing Number of the Beast? My God.
Yeah. That. Let me tell you something.
I would have left. I would have had to leave. Like, how do you top that?
There's not a song you're going to go, I got to go use the bathroom here.
No, not really.
That you're right. If you were going to tell me what's the greatest metal show of all time, that probably is it.
Yeah, it's hard to say no. First, they were in their prime, both bands.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, just listen to those set lists, and just, my God.
I mean, I'd have to. I mean, I don't know if I classify it as metal. I'd have to look at the set list for Sabbath and Van Halen. I mean, that was his tour, right?
Yes, but Sabbath was a mess at that point in time. They broke up shortly thereafter. And, as great as Van Halen was, without a doubt, at that point in time of their careers, that doesn't hold a fucking candle.
No, you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. That, to me, right there, was probably the greatest metal tour of all time. I couldn't argue it.
I think the only other band that made a bigger springboard from an opening slot would have been Metallica at that time, going to arenas and everything else, because that's basically what Maiden did after that.
Sure, yeah, from the next tour on, they were the headliner, because
if they didn't start touring, if they weren't if they weren't actually, and Frank, no, I didn't know that they had
Yes,
new stuff coming out.
It's on my show sheet for tonight. In fact, I have. Where is it? I have the information on it. I know Jeff wouldn't care, but hold on, let me see. The one thing about it, the name of the album is weird. If my information is correct, hold on. I'm looking for it right now. It's a weird name. Anthrax Cursum Perficio.
That's the name of the album?
Yeah, it's a Latin phrase that translates to "I will preserve."
Is it preserve or persevere?
I will persevere. Persevere. I said it's the E on the end. Or I accomplished my course. So yeah, the lineup and the lineup, the original lineup is back. Joey Belladonna on vocals, Scott Ian on guitars, Charlie Benanti on drums, Frankie Bello on bass, John, I don't know how to say, Donas on guitar. They recorded this record at Studio 606, the Foo Fighters' legendary Northridge, California studio. And there's a 10-year gap, which I didn't realize. It says here, Scotty addressed the 10-year gap between For All Kings in 2016 to this. Touring behind For All Kings ran from 2019 right up to the edge of COVID, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, and also Deep Purple's got a new album coming out.
Does anybody even notice?
Dropped a brand new single called Arrogant Boy, and it is the first taste of their upcoming studio album, Splot, which arrives July 3rd. 2026. I'm trying to think. Trying to see if gives you anything on the new who's actually in the band at the moment.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably another iteration. No, doesn't give me the name of it. Let's see. There's a Vince Neil thing here I wanted to bring up. Let's see. Motley Crue was on American Idol. Frankie mentioned it.
My God.
Yeah. Nico McBrain's got a autobiography coming out. If you're a Maiden fan, you might want to see it. And Journey is on their farewell tour, which I didn't know, but they added 40 dates. So it might turn into the Scorpions. I don't know, Frankie. I'm trying to find it now, trying to see who's singing for them right now. But yeah, Journey's going out, I guess, and they're playing their last.
Oh, what happened now?
What do you got?
My phone, I just downloaded the new Deep Purple song. I want to check it out later.
Okay.
And then I hit something by accident.
Okay.
Ian Gillan is the singer for Deep Purple, yeah, but I think he means Journey, Frank.
No, Frank, I'm Frankie want to know who was singing for Deep Purple. I can't figure it out.
Ian Gillan.
For Journey, I think it's still the little Filipino guy. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Steve Perry's come back into the fold.
No, I don't understand that, man. These guys reach such stardom and it's such a peak, and then they just walk away.
Yeah, and it's not like he went out and had this huge career solo. You know, I mean, he
walked away from music.
I think he's come back. There was some talk of them getting back together, but I don't know if it happened.
I think they're too old now for that.
I liked a lot of the early Journey stuff, but again, another band that got very bubblegum poppy stuff later on. Their heavier stuff early on wasn't bad, but they got a little too bubblegum for me. And
I remember my friend's sister was heavily into them.
Yes, yeah, your friend Richie.
Yeah.
Yes, your friend Richie's sister. Yes, I agree. She was into
I love how you've given up all kind of ties and relationships.
Oh, yeah. At this point, yeah. I'm not. If I could change DNA, I'd do it tomorrow.
Really? There's been no contact.
No.
Really? Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Even with your dad? What's going on with your dad?
My mom has some contact. I know that. Yeah, but no, through me, no. I think my dad is also a no. If that person calls and my father answers the phone, he says hello and passes the phone to my mom.
Wow, what a shame.
Yeah. So,
but is what it is.
And listen, life isn't fair. That's all I can say, and you got to deal with it. But I got another list for you, Jeff, and this is your list, and I love this. I really love this list tonight, and I'm killing some time really because. I'm hoping the NFL schedule is supposed to drop at 8, and I want to go over some of the Jets and Giants schedule. I didn't like the fact that the Giants' schedule has been leaked already. I saw it.
I got something else that's about to drop too. So
go drop yours. And then,
no, keep going. If they make an emergency appearance, I'll let you know.
Well, I do. The Giants. The first thing I want to talk about the Giants schedule, and I'm going to hold it because I want to wait for it to come out, and then we can play it. We can show it here. Excuse me, but the first two Giant games are Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, and the first one is the Cowboys. And anybody who's a Giant fan knows they're just a disaster on, especially when it's the Giants are going to have a great season. And I saw today a couple of the experts thought the Giants are going to win 10, 11, 12 games. I have not dissected the schedule, but the Giants ain't winning 10, 11, 12 games. Okay, it's not sounding a thing, but now you've jinxed us, and now you put us on Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football in the first 2 weeks. So the season's screwed. It's no doubt in my mind this season's screwed.
Nah, and I'll tell you why. I mean, your season's screwed because they suck, but that's not why your season's screwed. And not because they're playing these games. They were going to be scrutinized and watched anyway. They had a big coach signing. They had 2 first-round picks. One of them, there's questions about. Actually, there's kind of questions about both of them, honestly. You know, I know that Reese, I would have liked to have seen the Jets get Reese, but there were people like, is he going to be workable? And all of the stuff that they said about him. Yep. So we're going to find out soon. Yep. And then the players that they passed on with the second pick seems to be a lot of people ask questions about that. It is what it is, and they did what they did. We'll find out soon enough if that works out for them. If it does, I mean, I could see them why they got the offensive lineman. I could definitely see that.
Oh no, I didn't have a problem with it. I really did. I would have taken the natural guard, the kid from Penn State, but I don't mind this kid. I think he's fine. The problem I have with it is you drafted a right tackle and now you're sliding him into the guard spot. And it's always a tough thing for me, especially when you're doing it with the guy at the number 10 pick in the draft. You know, but again,
you kind of want to get the more natural talent. I agree. I hear you. I understand that. That's true.
So to me, the kid from Penn State is a natural guard. That's where he's played his whole life. Now they see some of this kid. I got to give the coach a bump and say, go for it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you're going to look terrible. I like Reese. I think he's a fantastic athlete. He's very versatile. Again, I wanted an impact player in the middle. And now they're saying they're going to play him there. He's going to play a little on the edge. He may rush the passer from the inside. Whatever. Let's see what it works out. It could be 2 great picks. It could be 2 shitty picks. We'll see.
No, listen, they're comparing him to Micah Parsons. I know he hasn't stepped on the field yet. You know, that's not a bad comparison. And it's not a bad comparison at all. This is somebody that if it wasn't for a quarterback going first, he very well could have been one of the first picks in the draft, if not the first pick in the draft. You don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Just so happens that there was a lot of people that needed quarterback. And do I think that they're going to win double-digit wins? I don't think so. But I think that they're going to trend in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that's what anybody's looking for. But to come out and Schrager and I don't know if it was Shine, somebody else came out today and they were like, I can see the Giants win 11, 12 games. And I'm going, again, I hate putting that pressure on because you're coming off a bunch of bad years. There's still questions on is Neighbors going to be healthy early.
Neighbors just had another medical procedure done.
Correct, but they still feel that he'll be ready for week 1.
Yeah, but if something happens, you got that. And Frank, listen, I don't know if I would I'd fucking bet on the Jets, man. And I'm a Jet fan. That's a tough sell until they actually do it.
Yeah.
I just can't. And it has nothing to do with Geno Smith.
No,
it just has
Geno
with
Smith.
them.
If they had a real quarterback, I would tell you. And I'm still not sold on a coaching staff, but if they had a legit quarterback, I would tell you, I would not doubt that they could possibly get to an 8-9, 9-8 season type of thing. I would not doubt that. But with Geno quarterback and the way he's played the last couple of years, I'm not buying it.
Well, you know what, Tom? He's there for a 17-game stretch.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's all there is to it. There's only one way that he's going to play game 18 with the Jets, and that's if they do win 8 to 9, 10 games somehow, some way.
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he has a resurgence, and that whole receiving core works, and Brees Hall goes for over 1,000 yards again, and that defense gets way better. That he's keeping them competitive. But honestly, uh, when they draft whoever they draft in the first round next year in 2027,
Mhm.
there's heads are going to roll if he's not starting. And I just hope that they got enough impact players around them. And part of me hopes that either Dallas, Indianapolis, or the Jets just completely fucks up.
Yep.
And the only good news we got is that between the two Dallas picks, the Jets get the worst of the picks. So we'll see.
I got the Jet schedule up. You want to go through the Jet schedule?
Yeah, whatever one you got, sure.
All right, let me put it up on the screen for you. I do want to get to 5 best and 5 worst finishing moves in the WWF.
We'll do the schedules first, and then I gotta. The kids got to go to their swim meet,
Gotcha.
and then I'll be back.
That? Share screen. And share. Okay. Yep, there it is. Okay. So Jets regular season week 1, Jets Titans. Jets bring back their Jets get to visit. I don't know if it's a visit.
No, I think they're going to
yeah, they're going to
I
Tennessee.
believe they're going to Tennessee, yeah.
And they get to see their old coach, Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I think that's going to be could be an interesting game.
Sure.
Both teams should be better than they were last year, but I don't know.
No reason why Jets can't get off to a good start in that one. Packers Jets in week 2. Packers obviously on the upswing more than the Jets, but not an unwinnable game. Jets Lions, Jeff, that's a good game. I think I'll tell you a lot about both teams in that week.
Yeah, listen, this is big. This is just a bigger game for the Lions as it is the Jets. Maybe bigger for the Lions. They're going to look to definitely win this one, man.
Three straight games against the NFC North. Yeah,
Packers,
I
saw that.
Lions, and then the Bears.
Yeah, and 2 of them playoff teams.
Yes. Okay, you get a week off against the Browns, so that should be a good one. You get your nemesis, the Patriots.
Now, wait, don't go nowhere just yet. I got to ask, man, because this has not been brought up yet. Is Mike Vrabel the coach of the Patriots in week 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't think that more, like every time you turn around, more comes out?
No, if I was him and Diana Rossini, I would have just said nothing. Just don't say anything. No press conferences. Mind your business and let it go. And it would have just died out, went away. I think you had to. Yeah, I think to me, I think it just goes away. But yeah, I think Vrabel's the head coach. If there was a scandal in the sense of a young girl or rape charges, I obviously think he's gone. But to this, no. And what Kraft's been through, he's not firing him. There's no way.
It's not that he's firing him. First of all, this is a guy that had to leave for emergency counseling on the day when he did most of the picks for the team. And then right after that, more came out. And it has been quiet the last week or two. But, there's still plenty of time between now and week 1. And we got to see what happens. And listen, I would love to see him have to fucking step down. But what the only scary thing is that they go after Mike Tomlin.
And that's very possible. Tomlin's hanging out there right now. So, yeah, that's a possibility. But you get Jets, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, and then they get to see Fernando Mendoza probably in week 8.
There's a couple winnable games happening there.
Frankie's Chiefs. Then you get the Bills, the Chargers, the Dolphins again. You get your bye week. You get the Broncos.
How do the Jets play the Broncos like every year for the last 3 or 4 years, it seems?
Good question. You get the Broncos at 1 o'clock at home, it looks like. Jets, Cardinals, Jets, Patriots. The Jets, they complete the NFC North, the Vikings, and then they end up with Jets, Bills to be determined. So not the worst schedule, Jeff. If you look at it, Titans is a winnable game. Packers is a winnable game. Let's say you're not beating the playoff teams in the North. I'm not. The Browns is a winnable game. All right, Patriots, Dolphins is a winnable game. Raiders is a winnable game.
You know, I'd even say Chiefs may be a winnable game depending on what Mahomes is doing.
Well, that's the question of the day. When does Mahomes come back? Some people say he's gunning for week 1. Some people say he won't be back till December. So
I'm sure he's gunning for week 1.
Yeah. So
whether he can make it is another story.
And I want to check the Chiefs schedule because the big thing around the league has been, is the league going to give them a soft schedule early to keep them in it? See, I don't think the NFL is doing any better or any worse if Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs aren't in it. Like, I'm not tuning in. You're not tuning in just because the Chiefs are playing. You're tuning in because it's NFL football. Now, if you get a bad game, you get a bad game. But I don't think anybody, unless you live in Kansas City, do you think anybody out there is going, I want to watch the NFL and it better be Patrick Mahomes playing in the playoffs? Like, I don't think anybody's tuning in because of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs anymore.
No, you know what? I think they are, because usually they have a good game. They put on a good game. They play a good game. So I think that people will watch them when they're there. They are shooting for a little something. But if it's teams are changing, the league is changing. So, it depends on who's playing.
Right. But see, I think that people tuned in when the Patriots were the dynasty. People tuned in for 2 reasons. Everybody wanted to watch the game because you either loved Tom Brady or you hated the Patriots and you wanted to see them lose. So that was like must-see football. But I don't get that same feeling with the Chiefs. I'll watch it, and I'm not rooting for or against them, but still, I'm not sure that people are non-football fans or other than maybe the Swifties. Maybe I'd have to say maybe the Swifties get you tuning in. I don't know.
We can't worry about what they think.
All right, let's get the Giants up here real quick. Let's see what the Giants schedule is. Then you can take the Browns to the.
No, go back over to the right.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So Giants Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. I don't like it. Giants Rams on week 2 Monday Night Football. Don't like it. So weeks 1 and 2 are, first off, tough games.
I think you're looking at 0-2 by the time you get to the Titans.
Well, the Giants are home against the Cowboys. I'm not a fan of the Cow. I don't think the Cowboys have gotten a ton better, but it's the Cowboys, and it's the Giants on a Sunday night. Let's see, Chiefs are first Monday, so they want to see them still. And correction, Kansas City residents and Taylor. So you're correct, Anthony. Absolutely right. Week 3, Giants Titans. Brian Dable back in the building. Giants Cardinals, winnable game. Giants Commanders, winnable game. Giants Saints, a winnable game. Giants Texans, tough game. Giants Eagles, okay. Giants Commanders, Giants Jaguars, Giants Colts. The return of Danny Dimes. Giants 49ers. Okay.
No, he might not even be playing for them by that time.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be back. I didn't understand the signing. Unless they were afraid somebody's going to sign him long term, he's out for basically the year. Anthony Richardson, they're trying to get him to start this year. I mean, that's a joke.
Yeah, and they're going to be paying him $44 million.
Yeah, it makes no. If you signed him to a 3 or 4 year deal, I'd understand it. Where you'd say, all right, we lose him this year, but we'll get him back next year. Maybe you backload his contract, but to pay him on a 1 year deal to not play this year, for what advantage? I just didn't understand the thought process to it, but.
I'm surprised it wasn't some incentive-laden deal.
Yeah,
to see where it could have went up to $44 million a year or something of that nature.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so Giants Colts, Giants 49ers, Giants Seahawks, Giants Browns, Giants Lions, tough games, Giants Cowboys, and then the end of the year against the Eagles. So there's some winnable games. Do I think there's 11 wins here? Let's say you get a split opening weeks. All right, let's just say they split at best. Okay, 2 wins, maybe take the sign. There's 3. Let's say we split 4, 5, no. Yeah, so it's 6, no, 7, maybe. I'm going to say 8 wins at best, 9. I mean, again, who knows, but. I don't see 12 wins in that schedule right off the bat.
I don't either, but you want to know something, Tom? It depends on how this team
Sure.
reacts. You know how they do with their draft picks and everything, and how the team works out. What happens with Jackson Dart? What happens with what's his face? Uh, the running back there,
Yep.
Scatterboo. Does he come back? This is already looking bad. You got the Chiefs wiping out the Broncos week 1. Jaguars taking it. Rams, man, you're talking 0-3,
Tough
0
schedule,
4.
Frankie. First 4 weeks,
My
Broncos,
God,
Chiefs,
yeah,
Jaguars. Okay, maybe it's a little let up, but then you get the Rams and the 49ers, a tough schedule.
not good.
Broncos, Chargers, tough schedule. First 5. I don't know what the Seahawks are going to look like this year, but they did just go to the Super Bowl.
This to me, week 7 is the first semi.
I think that's the
easy
first
game.
chance you guys an easy game. Chiefs, man, Frank, I'd tell you 7 out of 8 weeks are very tough. Broncos, Panthers.
That's another easy one.
Yeah, Broncos, Raiders, Broncos, Steelers, Dolphins. Your back end of your schedule is pretty light. Yeah, Raiders, Broncos, Jets. Yeah, much better in the second half of the schedule than you're on the first half. Would you agree with that?
First half is rough.
Wow. Let me go back to that again. So you open up week 1 is Broncos, Chiefs, tough week. Week 2, not necessarily a tough week, but
Well, listen, if Trevor Lawrence gets his shit together and they're playing good, that could be a rough week for them.
Yeah, and then you get Rams, Broncos, Chargers, Seahawks, all division games. Now, week 7, I guess you're going to call that an easy week. Then again, Chiefs, Panthers, another one. You got a couple weeks off with the Raiders. I don't think the Steelers are going to be good this year. Dolphins. You got the back half of the schedule is a much better shot, Frankie. So you got to steal a couple of these wins in the beginning, which is not impossible. There's not. I mean, no Mahomes probably week 1 or limited Mahomes, right, Jeff? Week 2.
I don't see him being back for week 1, man.
All right, so let's say no. So guess who starts for them?
Justin Fields, yeah.
Yeah. So Justin Fields is the quarterback of the Chiefs opening week without Patrick Mahomes. So
that's a rough schedule. Yeah, that's not an envious schedule.
Yeah, so it's not terrible.
Tom, keep Forge on with. I gotta let these guys out.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
So Frankie, yeah, tough early. I think you got to get to week 9. And if you get like 4-4 after week 8, you look at maybe let's call it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say there's 6 more wins at the second half, and there's some winnable games back here: Patriots, Chargers. So you can go 10-7. I think for sure, and maybe better. Yeah, I don't think there's a doubt that he'll get on the field. I really don't. I just say is how limited will he be? If it's a full steam ahead Patrick Mahomes, it's different. If it's not a full steam ahead Patrick Mahomes and he's limited, he needs all the arsenals. He's not the greatest quarterback I've ever seen throw a football. So he needs to be leg healthy, arm healthy. He needs to have all the faculties going to be a great quarterback. So if he's limited because the leg's not 100%, it's not the same. But yeah, if they can find a way to go 5-3, at worst 4-4, I think they're set up for success for the rest of the year. So let's see. Is anybody else that we want to see? Let's see, primetime games. Let's see the primetime schedule. I don't care about that. Thursday night football schedule. Week 1. Well, it's actually week 2 is Lions, Bills. Week 3, Falcons, Packers, Steelers, Browns. Let's see any great matchups here. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to go back. I am trying to do a trip to Green Bay with family and Frank Jeffrey. Let's see what Green Bay schedule is. Bears, Packers, Cowboys, Packers, Lions, Packers. Wow. Panthers in the Packers. That may be a game. Oh, it's a night game. Don't want to go to a night game. Packers, Patriots, Oh, boy. It's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to check this out. This is gonna be a tough one to go to early because these gonna be tough games to get tickets for. Feeling all right there, Hefe?
I'm on the cusp of something, and it's not ready.
Oh boy!
So it's like Ernest and Julio; they will force no wine before it's time.
See, this might be the one right here. That might not be bad. Packers Falcons in Green Bay. It's another 8:15. I don't want to go to an 8:15 game. Packers Bucks. Let's see where this is. Got to be in Florida. That's in Florida. I want to go to Lambeau Field this year, Jeff. Never get tickets to Cowboys Packers Lions. Panthers Packers. Again, another one 8:15 at night. I don't want to go to 8:15 games.
Why not? If you're on vacation, what's the difference?
Well, because it's a Sunday night game. I don't know. I prefer to go to. Do you want to go to Lambeau during the day? I don't know. I just have
Listen, first of all, if you're going to Lambeau, what you should be more worried about is that you go in September.
Well, so it's got to be September. Right, but here's the problem. September, the schedule is Packers Vikings. Okay, this is on the road. This is in Jersey. This is an 8:15 night game. This is in Florida. Again, Packers Bears. It's going to be a tough.
That's a game. That's a game that you're going to want to maybe check out. Packers Bears.
Let's see. That's in Lambeau. Now, again, if I could get tickets to that one, that would be the one to go to. That's early October.
You would fly there?
Yeah. Frank Jeffrey and I want to take our sons and go to a game. We're going to try to do one every year. So I'll pick a difference. So the first game we said, if we're going to do it, first one's got to be in Lambeau. So we're going to try to do Lambeau in, I guess that'd be October 11th. And try to get tickets to that and go like on a Friday night, stay Saturday and Sunday, and fly home on Monday. So let's see. Oh, I would say maybe next week we'll sit down and we'll go through Giants and Jets, and we'll put kind of a win-loss record to it and get to that. Any other team, Jeff, you're interested in? Anything you want to see in the schedule before I go back to WWF stuff?
No, man. No, not right now.
Okay. I want to go through the schedule, see all the big games, see the. I know the Sunday night football. I think the Thanksgiving game. I think the Lions and the. Let's see. Hold on. I want to get. Hold on. I think I want to just see Thanksgiving games. Let's see. Week 12.
This year they're having a Thanksgiving Eve game.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay. So Thursday, I guess November 26th would be Thanksgiving. Bears Lions at 1:00, Eagles Cowboys at 4:30, and Chiefs Bills are the night game.
Bills Chiefs.
That's Sunday night.
And then there's a Friday game too. Wait a minute. No. Go back.
Okay. So the Eve game, November 25th, is Packers Rams, 8:00. Okay. Thursday, Thanksgiving at 1:00 is Bears Lions. Thursday, Thanksgiving at 4:30 game is Eagles Cowboys. The Thursday night game is Broncos Steelers. It says no. That's again. It says Thursday night football, November 27th. But that can't be. Then something's not right here. Because it's got Thursday. Look at this. It says Thursday, November 26th, right?
Yeah.
Then it also says Thursday, November 27th.
Go to ESPN.
I'm on the NFL Network. This is the NFL's thing. I mean, this has got to be Friday. This has got to be Friday at 3:00. This is not. They're calling it Thursday night football, but it's actually Friday at 3:00. So you got a Sunday, you got a Wednesday game, 3 Thursday games. Because this has got to be a Thursday the 26th. Yeah, it says Sunday Night Football, but this is Chiefs Bills. That's the night game on Thanksgiving. And then the Friday game at 3:00 is Broncos Steelers. And I don't like it. I'm sorry. The Friday after Thanksgiving is supposed to be college football. I don't like the NFL getting in the middle of that. I really don't. I think that's
Well,
terrible.
they're not going to fucking
No,
lose out.
no, and that's an NFL Prime game, so you got to watch it on Prime Video. It says NFL. It says Prime Video +1. What does that mean? Let's click on that. Try to see if that's. It's in Pittsburgh. It's not telling me who else is covering the game, but we'll get more into the games next week. I just wanted to kind of. One more. I got to look up one more thing. I want to see Christmas. What we got on Christmas? You mind?
No, of course not.
Let's go to Christmas. Broncos are on Friday night after Thanksgiving. Yep, you're absolutely right, Frankie. They have it scheduled here wrong. Okay, so Thursday, December 24th. So Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock is Texans-Eagles.
My God, could you imagine going to that game? How could they fucking do that?
You're going to be there. You'll be traveling home at midnight on Christmas Eve.
Midnight? You'll be lucky if you're traveling home at midnight.
I'm sorry. I don't know what the NFL's thinking about. First off, if you're going to play that game, you got to play it early. That's got to be a 4 o'clock game.
I agree.
People haven't. You go to the game, you get home, you're having a 7.
Well, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe not, because people would be home eating dinner. Maybe the roads aren't going to be. I haven't been out on a Christmas Eve at that time in God knows how long.
Yeah. Okay, then Christmas Day, you got Packers, Bears, Bills, Broncos, and Rams, Seahawks. 3 good games. I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the Christmas Day games, but Packers, Bears, Bills, Broncos, and Rams, Seahawks. Could be 3 very good games. And then the Sunday after is the regular schedule. But
it's whatever's left.
Now I'm already here. I'm going to have to look up now. New Year's Eve, Jeff. We have football. Thursday night, December 31st, Ravens Bengals, 8:15. Now again, who's bringing in New Year's Eve on at the stadium? Not sure.
I wouldn't want to, and not for nothing. Neither one of them are, and it's at Cincinnati.
Well, let's see. Hold on, I'll tell you that. Yes, it's in Cincinnati.
Oh my God, dude! Think of that, man. My fucking God, it could be bitter cold. Bitter cold.
Either shot. You're in Baltimore, or you're in Cincinnati.
But Cincinnati is usually colder than that. Like they're cold. Cold.
Yeah, there is no. Thank God, there's no New Year's Day game. So you come back Thursday, then you come back on Sunday. So interesting. Three games on. So holidays are being completely engulfed. You got a Thanksgiving Eve game, 3 on Thanksgiving, 1 on the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, and then you got 3 games on Christmas Eve. No, 1 game on Christmas Eve, 3 games on Christmas Day, and then a Christmas Eve football game. Interesting. All right, I just wanted to get the schedule up. We'll go through it more next week. But again, not the worst schedules. You can see now, Jeff, many things happen. Guys get injured. Who gets picked up? Who gets released? So many things can happen. We could be looking at the Cardinals as the worst team this year, and they can have a miraculous season.
Dude, I'm thinking that Miami's going to be the worst team this year, man. And I don't understand what it is that they did, and with signing the Malik Willis for the money that they spent on him, and yet they got rid of every weapon they had.
Well, what I think they're doing is they're basically telling you we're gonna sell it out this year. We're gonna eat all the payroll. We're gonna be bad, but we're building toward the future because they got rid of Tua. They still got his money. They got rid of Waddle. There's a lot of changes there. I don't think they're going to be good this year, but I think they're basically saying let's take a terrible season this year and build toward the future.
And while I understand the thought process, is I think they put up a lot of money towards a quarterback who they want to see if he could be the quarterback of the future, and yet you don't have anything for him to work with. Being a Jet fan, we've seen this happen many, many times before. Okay, it does not work. It does not work.
No, 100%. Hold on, I'm just answering a message from Frank Jeffrey. Hold on, the show. I think we try Bears.
And you, Anthony, you're right. Yeah, a lot of people should be off the road at that time for that game. But you want to know something? You never know, man. You never know.
Yeah.
I think it's more the NFL making a money grab. What kind of shirt is that you're wearing?
This Andre the Giant.
Oh wow, where'd you get that?
One of my son Chris bought it for me for Christmas.
Nice.
Everybody knows I'm like addicted to. In fact, I by the way, I watched the very first half of the Von Erichs WWE thing, and boy, oh boy, it is. I gotta tell you, how sad is that family? Holy cow! The oldest son dies at 6 years old. 3 of them commit suicide. Another one dies of like this stomach disease. Just insane. What happened to that family and the stuff that.
Oh, yeah, one of them lost a foot due to a motorcycle accident.
Yeah,
and then he ended up killing himself anyway.
Yeah, Kerry Von Erich. So I gotta tell you though, like I didn't realize like how big they had gotten back in Texas. I mean,
that's just it. They were territorial wrestling back then at that point in time.
When one of the one that died of the stomach problem, the funeral procession for him was 5 miles long. It stretched for 5 miles. There was like 250 cars in the funeral procession.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It's the crazy. I only watched the first half. I didn't see the second half of it yet. When some of the other brothers thought there's one brother still left. Kevin's still alive, and he could barely talk. I don't know what happened to him, but it's a
CTE.
It's a very, very interesting documentary. So if you get a chance, the WWE documentaries, the one they do, I think it's on A&E, are fantastic. I've watched almost all of them, and they're better than the Dark Side of the Ring ones, because the Dark Side of the Ring ones, they use a lot of like people playing characters. It's not the same. These ones, you get a lot of the real. You see a lot of Undertaker's involved in this, and Pritchard, a whole bunch of them. So they're really good. So if you get a chance to watch it, I DVR all of them and I catch up with them. But what were we just talking about? Von
Erichs.
Yeah. So well, again, very, very sad. But before that, we were talking football. Yeah. Again, I just if you're gonna play football on those in the more so the eve, like Christmas night, if you want to have football, people are home, they're settled in, they've already eaten. But Christmas Eve, people eat at 5, 6, 7 o'clock.
Like Anthony said too, it is something to watch in the background. If you don't have little kids at the house for Christmas Eve is a different feeling kind of holiday. I mean, for me, I love Christmas and everything to do with Christmas, but if it's Christmas Eve, there's no kids around in my house, no little ones like waiting for Santa Claus and everything else. Well, just me, and I'm not considered little anymore. But I would, I don't mind if it's on, because then it means I'm not watching A Christmas Story or the Yule Log, or I'm trying to find Charlie Brown's Christmas to watch. Because there's a lot of people at my house, and everybody's just like, put this on, put that on, put this on, put that on. And I don't know how to work the TV, so I'm at everybody's mercy, and I never get to watch my shows.
Well, it's not that difficult. I'm sure you can figure it out. But listen, speaking of wrestling, let's talk a little bit about the top 5 best and worst wrestling finish moves. I love this. I love this category. This topic.
I have mine.
Hey, Frankie, would you see, like, for me, I would watch the game, but I would DVR it. And then when everybody left, I would rewatch the game so I catch all the things I missed. Would you do the same thing, Frank? Yeah, Jeff. You want to go first on your list? Do you want me to go first?
Well, what would you like to do? Which one you want to start with? Worst or best?
Best. Let's start with the best.
Okay. Start with best. Why don't you go yours, and then I'll go first for worst.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my 5 best finishing moves,
and I want to know why that you think they're great.
Oh, absolutely, no problem. Easy. This is the easiest one we've ever done.
Okay,
I got 2 honorable mentions, so I got 7. So the first 2, obviously, the Bob Backlund's chicken wing, just because it's the name, the chicken wing. You can't beat it. All right.
Okay.
So that is a number 7. Number 6, the Tombstone. Can't beat it. Very, 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 very cool name for a finishing. Not the greatest thing in the world. It's basically a pile driver, reverse pile driver. But okay. Now, number 5, I put the British Bulldogs and their finish. And basically, Davey Boy used to pick up Dynamite and throw him onto the next guy, slammed onto the ground, and that was the finish move. And I love the British Bulldogs, and I always thought that was fun. Like, all right, I'm going to pick you up, and I'm going to throw you at that guy, and that's how we're going to win the match.
Well, the Dynamite Kid was small that way, so
Yes.
yeah, it worked for them.
Yes.
And the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith was a huge motherfucker.
Oh, it was a monster.
So he probably threw him across the ring like a paper airplane.
One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Okay, number 4. I think this is the best finish, probably one of the best finishing moves of all time. But I put it at number 4, and that's the figure 4 leg lock from Greg the Hammer Valentine. Just a fantastic move to end it. It was almost unbeatable, and I just, it was one of those things that when he locked it in, it was over.
Hard to disagree.
Okay. Number 3, I went with the Savage Elbow. It's dumb and all that, but coming off the top rope, he jumped in the air and landed with the elbow. Kind of just a blasé thing, but I always loved that finish on that. The next 2 are my favorite, and these were easy. Jimmy Superfly Snooker off the top rope, no doubt. Barefoot, toes holding on to the ropes, and the Superfly with the and out. Yeah. Nothing better. Saw it live with you. Nothing better. And number 1, and it better be your number 1, the camel clutch. Nothing better.
I didn't think that.
The camel clutch is the greatest finishing move of all time. First off, I saw it live in your living room, so I know it's the best finishing move of all time. 2, nothing better than the Sheik coming up behind the guy, getting on his chin, pulling back, and hearing Gorilla saying, "I think he's going to snap his spine right here."
Yeah, that is a good one, man. But unfortunately, it did not make my list. But
wow, I would for sure thought it was going to make your list. But go ahead,
I picked 3 of your top 5.
I figured it's no problem. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to go from 1 to 5. I really don't have them in a specific order of what I think is best. I just put my top 5 down. I'm going with the pile driver myself too. Is my first one I picked.
Okay.
The things that were said. Look at his spine compressed. He dropped him on his head. All of the above, none of the above. It was just something great.
Is there one guy who did it better than anybody else, in your opinion?
I liked Paul. Well, I liked the way the Undertaker did it.
Yeah,
it was methodical the way he did it. But if you watch Paul Orndorff do the pile driver,
absolutely, yes.
That was another one too. Like, I'm surprised there's definitely a couple guys that were a few inches shorter by the time they were done wrestling.
100. It's a great. I just saw him do it. I saw a reel with it. Yeah, great call.
Yeah, savage he was, right?
Yeah.
Next for me is the choke slam. Okay, but the choke slam, I'm gonna give you a little indication now, is also on my worst list.
Really?
But I'm gonna defend both picks. I say the choke slam is one of the best because when executed right, and when they pick the guy up, and the way they put him down, if they put him down and there's no effort involved, it looks great. And the guy sells it. It looks awesome. So I think it's a good fucking move. I had the figure 4.
It has to be on the list. It has to be, yeah.
I was thinking a whole bunch of different people. I was thinking Ric Flair.
Yep.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. No, I did not. Somewhat of a figure 4, which was the sharpshooter, which Bret Hart used all the time.
Yeah, that's a great one too. Yes.
Yeah.
I just always thought that Hammer Valentine made the figure 4 the most famous for me.
Yeah. It's hard to disagree with that, without a doubt. My 4th one is Jeff Hardy and the Swanton Bomb.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
He would get up on the turnbuckle, look at you. He'd jump, but he'd flip feet over head and land on you on his back. But no matter where he was whether it was a ladder, out of the stands, wherever it was, there was no height that he was afraid of.
Oh,
So
wow.
if it was 10, 15, 20 feet, whatever it fucking was, the only thing I never seen him do it off of was the top of the cage, like Hell in a Cell. He was always taking a risk. He's definitely a high flyer. And then my last one is definitely the Superfly.
Oh,
If you're talking five best moves and you don't have the Superfly on them, then you never watch
oh,
wrestling.
absolutely.
Because
He
the
was the first.
crowd, huh?
He was the first guy to ever do stuff
Yes,
like that.
he was the first one that did it. The crowd used to go absolutely batshit, especially when they were in a gymnasium and
Yeah.
there was only like 25 to 30 of them and they were really going off.
Yeah.
And you hear the chairs moving and everything else, and yet he delivered.
Oh,
And it's
absolutely.
just like you said, with the hands went up, and then he did that like that, and then he jumped off. And it was,
Yeah.
he's 25 feet across the
I'm,
ring.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you,
it was
and
great.
when you're 15 years old and he climbs up there, but he stands there like he's standing on a sidewalk, and then he gives you the thing, and he's about, but he didn't jump out, he jumped up. It was,
Yeah,
yeah. As a
yeah.
15-year-old kid or whatever we were when I was to see that, it was the most spectacular thing I'd ever seen.
I'd like to know how many times did he jump up and off of that ring fence like that,
Yeah.
that he got a toe stuck in there and like ripped a nail off or,
Yeah.
you know,
Interesting. Very interesting.
degloved the toe on the way up.
Yeah.
But
Very interesting.
that's my best. Do you want me to go do my worst or do you want
Yeah.
to do
You
your
do.
worst?
Yeah. Go do your worst now.
Okay. The worst.
Yep.
Number one, the choke slam.
Oh,
Because
wow.
if the guy that was doing the choke slam was too big, I've seen the Undertaker try to choke slam the Big Show
Okay.
and Kane and some of these other super big guys, and you could just tell there's no way under the sun anybody is picking up any fucking 500-pound man one-handed, holding him up and then slamming him down. It's just not gonna fucking happen. Yes, they help one another with these moves. I understand that.
Yep.
It just doesn't look like a good sell. But at least they didn't try to fucking pile drive a fucking 500-pounder. My next worst finishing move, the mandible claw. Right? You know why? You might say, well, why? What is the problem with the mandible claw? If I put your fingers in your mouth, and I was trying to choke you out, why don't you just bite me?
That's true. Yeah.
You know, and then you're out. You're out in a second. Okay. My third one was the Chris Benoit move, the crippler crossface, where your arms, he's sticking your arm in between his legs. Why don't you just punch him in the nuts or
Yeah.
grab his balls,
Yeah.
pinch his taint? You know what I mean? I'm sorry. It's just says 1, 2, 3. Number 4, Hulk Hogan and the leg drop.
Oh yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think it was the cheapest sell in the world. I just never liked it. I don't understand how a guy that's supposed to be 6'10" and over 300 pounds, after getting his ass kicked, lost a match because he dropped a leg across your chest when most of them wasn't even on you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one for me was, I don't know what it was called, but the frog splash that the Ultimate Warrior used to do.
Yeah. I
It was
agree. Yeah. Good grief.
another
Yeah, my
weak
list.
finish.
Yeah.
Another weak finish for me, man.
Yeah, to think about, like, he would run against the ropes a couple times and then just jump up in the air, which was the gayest thing you'd ever seen, and land on the guy, and then the guy was done for the day. Meanwhile, yeah, I it's on my list too. So go ahead, yeah, finish up.
Well,
Yeah,
that's my 5, and I used to hate seeing certain ones like the crippler crossface. The first time I saw it with Chris Benoit, I was like, wow, is it cool or no? Nah, it is. Nah, nah, it's not. You know, like it was a hard sell, and
yep.
you know, with him calling him the Rabid Wolverine and some of the other shit he did, I just felt as though that it was a weak move. And you know, like I said, the mandible claw. I got your fingers in my mouth. I'm biting down. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna wait for you to push my tongue out the bottom of my fucking jaw. I'm just gonna bite your fingers.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. I didn't necessarily want to go for type of finishes. I went for specific wrestlers and their finish because, like I number 5, I got Hogan. I thought Hogan. I'm a huge Hulk Hogan fan. Loved Hulk Hogan, but his finish was horrendous. I mean, you're 100% right. He gets his butt beat. He comes back. He's punching. He's kicking. He's throwing the leg up. I could even did the big boot. If he got the big boot to the jaw and then he pinned him, I would like that better than he threw the leg up, hit him in the chest with his calf, and it was over. Like the guy could never possibly get up again
with his leg completely arched, so like it never even hit you.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that. I went with the heart punch. You remember the heart punch specialist?
Yes. I don't remember who did it. But you want to know something? Okay, yes. But you want to know something? I have less of a problem with that one.
Okay.
Because of what it was, the heart punch.
It was a punch.
I know, but it was the heart punch, Tom. It was the heart punch.
I get it. I get it. It was
the heart punch, man.
Yes. The heart
punch.
Let me
punch you in the heart, bro. Come on.
Number 4 is Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the football stance, and then he would.
Yes, but they later on they called it the spear, so it was a little bit different. But I agree with you. I got to agree with you.
That was terrible.
You know what? Because he was fat and sloppy looking.
Yeah, but I would have liked it better if he just hit the guy with the 2x4, like when the referee wasn't looking, and he pinned him. That would at least be something different. Andre Early would just sit on a guy, and it was boring. I love Andre.
What is a man 7'4", 500 something pounds? What is he possibly going to do in the wrestling ring?
Bear hug. It should have been now, if you pile midgets 4 deep and you sit on 4 midgets, it's a different story.
I believe he did that too.
Then I go for it. But if you're just going to sit on one person, it just doesn't do it for me. So that one's out.
Imagine being the wrestlers that wrestle him every night. You think they're in the back? Be like, no, last night I was the first man on the mat. Fuck you. I'm going on top of the pile this week.
I don't know if it's better to be on the bottom or the guy closest to the ass. I'm not sure which one was better because Andre's ripping some fucking mean ones.
Oh, I'm sure he splattered one on somebody's chest without a doubt. But you know what? 500 pounds plus.
But it's brown.
Yeah, 4 of the midgets on top of you. How the fuck do they breathe?
I'm not sure. But if you're piling midgets, it's the best move of all time. If you're not piling up midgets, I can't go for it. And of course, the Warrior Splash. Going back now, you're looking at the frills and all the stuff. Probably worst wrestler of all time, and his move was terrible. So
he came out in a semi-hard rock metal type song, and that's it depends on who's doing this thing. Face it might not be so bad, But when the Warrior came out, he came out to some heavy music.
Yeah,
he was high energy, and then it just went downhill from there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It was completely downhill from there. So, I'm just can't buy it, and that was the worst finish. I do want to put up something. I got one more thing. Okay, we got one more topic that I got for sure, and I want to get this in. It's getting a little late. We got to get off by 9 so I get my clips. Let's share this. And this was something you wanted to put up. You wanted to talk about. And it's off Frankie Catalano. And that is
okay.
Pick one musician from each category and build the supergroup. And it's really
I think you need to get rid of that other thing there, Tom.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, fine with me. I couldn't care less. But
what other thing?
Donnie, you already got rid of it.
Okay, so that's what we got.
There was a certain phrase on there that you maybe didn't want.
Yes, I got you.
Running around in public.
Yes, very much so. All right, so pick one musician from each category and build the perfect supergroup, Jeff. All right, you want to go first? I'm going to let you go first.
Wow.
I did not do this yet, so I will be
So let's pull down to drums. Let's start from the back and work our way forward.
All right, go ahead.
All right, you got John Bonham, Joey Jordison from Slipknot, Danny Carey from Tool, I believe, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, Neil Peart, or Charlie Benanti. I'm not a fan of Charlie Benanti. I'm sorry. Mike Portnoy, I found a little, no. Mm-hmm. Joey Jordison, I liked the way he played in Slipknot. Mm-hmm. He sounded like he had fast feet. But I feel bad going against either Neil Peart or John Bonham. But in this instance, I'm gonna go with the guy from Slipknot, Joey Jordison, as my drummer.
Okay.
All right. Bass, you got David Ellefson. No, I'm sorry. Justin Chancellor from Tool, Fieldy out. Geddy Lee, he just doesn't fit with the musicians that are there. I'm sorry. Cliff Burton or Steve Harris, I'm sorry, but I got to go Steve Harris. I would have rather have Geezer Butler, but it came down to me for either Steve Harris or Cliff Burton, so I'm going with Cliff Burton. Uh, Over with guitar, you got Dimebag Darrell, Tony Iommi, Jerry Cantrell, Randy Rhoads, Slash, Van Halen. Slash him right out of there.
Yep.
Jerry Cantrell, he's good for what he does, but I just don't see anybody else really fitting with him, to be honest with you. Eddie Van Halen, one of the best of all time. I can't pick him. I think Van Halen was good for Van Halen. I don't think I could see him playing with other musicians and being as impressive. I think that he was awesome with Van Halen. I just don't see him being awesome with somebody else. So he's out for me. I would have to go with either Tony Iommi or Dimebag Darrell. I'm going to go with Tony Iommi, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I think that I would love to hear him and Steve Harris
Yeah, it's a good choice.
play
Good point.
together. And,
Yep.
and then the singers, Corey Taylor, no. Axl Rose, no. Ozzy Osbourne, Chester Bennington, no. Bruce Dickinson, Chris Cornell. I don't think Chris Cornell's voice would hold up. So that leaves me Ozzy or Bruce Dickinson. And Ozzy, to me, I don't know. I think Steve Harris's bass playing would be too much that I'd have to go with Bruce Dickinson. So I say Bruce Dickinson, Tony Iommi, Steve Harris, and Joey Jordison.
Interesting. Yeah, I see. To me, this is tough, and I'll tell you why. Because you kind of got to pick a type of band. Progressive, hard rock, a metal. Like you kind of got to pick what the band's going to sound like, and then pick the guys in it. So it was very tough for me. I'm going with Neil Peart because I just think Neil Peart's good, but it's tough. After that, I got to go Harris because he would fit. I can't go Geddy Lee. I don't want to put the same bandmates in. So I'm going Neil Peart. I'm going Steve Harris because I think Steve Harris can fit in there. That sound will fit there with Neil Peart. For guitar,
Okay.
I this was the tough one because
Well,
I
Steve
want to go
Harris-
Van Halen.
Steve Harris and Geddy
Okay.
Lee, even though their tones were completely different, were kind of similar bass players, especially Steve Harris in the beginning. He was riffing out a lot. So
Yes.
I could definitely see that working out. That might be a good pairing. That'd be an interesting pairing, to tell you the truth.
It would be an interesting pairing. That's why. Now the guitar is tough because you want now a progressive. I don't put Dimebag in that thing, and Tony Iommi's tough. I want to go. I'm eliminating Slash and Jerry Cantrell. So now it comes down to Randy Rhoads, Van Halen. To be honest, I'm going to go Iommi here because it's the riff master. I want that ugly, riffy sound, and I think with Steve's bass, I think it's going to be great. Now the tough part, and I want to stay away from bandmates. So Dickinson and Ozzy are out. So, and I'm not
Really?
sure it fits. Yeah, I wanted to build a band where the guys aren't in the same band together, and
Okay.
so it come down to me at that point to Chris Cornell or Corey Taylor. And I like Corey Taylor, and while I'm not a huge Chris Cornell fan, he's got a great voice. So I'm going to go Chris Cornell, Tony Iommi, Steve Harris, and Neil Peart.
Interesting. I personally don't think that Chris Cornell would have a strong enough voice for that band. But depending on what they're doing, if they're doing a haunting type of music, which very well could happen with Tony Iommi.
Yeah,
Chris Cornell's voice could work with that, man.
yeah.
Because he has a lot of emotions
Yep.
in his voice. So
No, I
I
think-
could see that.
Yeah, and Frankie, I love Corey Taylor. I think Corey Taylor is very underrated. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't pay attention as much as I'd like to in his music. But I just like Chris Cornell's voice. I'm not a huge big fan of his bands and music, but I would love to hear that with Iommi's, that creepiness, and then the pocket of Harrison and Neil Peart. Boy, that I wanted to stay away from bandmates. That was my number one thing. If I wherever I went, it had to be kind of different. Like I didn't want to put Neil Peart and Geddy Lee together. I didn't want Ozzy and Randy together. It's too easy for me. So,
Corey Taylor
yeah,
is in Slipknot, as you know.
yes, yes,
But that his primary band is Stone Sour.
correct. Which I probably like better than Slipknot, to be honest.
Which to me seems as though that Slipknot is the bigger band
Yes,
than Stone Sour. But the
Agreed.
reason I brought that up is I know I have a few Stone Sour songs, not much,
yeah,
but he definitely has a strong voice within a Slipknot.
yep.
But I just don't know if that voice would translate well to playing with some of these other guys. There's
Agreed.
a lot of guys on that list, and I like most of them, but to put them in a band was not an easy thing.
No, I couldn't for the life of me figure out who I would pair Eddie Van Halen up with. Like, bass player wise, I would have to probably go like Cliff Burton, like somebody simple, somebody,
I don't know. I mean, because Steve Harris could chug some lines under there, but I think that it's his tone would make him a problem playing with Van Halen. It'd be too thin.
right. But for Eddie, even for Randy Rhoads, like the guitar is going to outpace the bass. So if you're pairing Randy and Eddie with a Steve Harris or a Geddy Lee, who are very busy on the neck, I don't think it works as well. Those guys, you need a kind of a Michael Anthony type, just a guy who's straightforward, barrels through, not a lot of chugging in there. Just be back there and keep it solid. So that was my thought process.
I like that nobody even mentioned Fieldy.
I don't know who that is, to be honest with you.
That's the guy from Korn.
Okay, yeah, I had no idea who that was.
His bass tone is horrible. Justin Chancellor from Tool isn't a bad bass player. He's a lot of people like him. I am not the biggest Tool fan. I like the first Tool album and some songs here and there, but I don't know. To me, people either love Tool or they do not like Tool.
Yeah.
And I'm more towards like I could take if I never listen to them again, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they do have the first album is a pretty good album, man. They got some good shit.
I'll give you my backup band was going to be Dickinson, Randy Rhoads, Geddy Lee, and Mike Portnoy.
Wow.
Because to me, that's one of those bands that you could do a lot of stuff with, especially with Bruce and his voice. With Randy Rhoads, you can kind of get that, that next level, and Geddy. That would have been an interesting combination, Geddy Lee and Randy Rhoads. And then to me, you got to go with a drummer, who's that progressive. I would have went Portnoy, but that would have been my backup band. Give me a quick backup band.
For me? Wow, yeah, man. Okay. I'm going to go, I got to go Dimebag Darrell on guitar. I'm going to go with Cliff Burton on bass. I think that would be a pretty good pairing.
That's a good pairing.
Okay. Drums, I'm going to need somebody strong, and I'm going with John Bonham.
Absolutely,
so not many hit as hard as that. Yep. Now vocals, this is an issue right here because I'm not an Axl Rose fan, and Chester Bennington.
I
don't know. I may actually go Bruce Dickinson again.
Oh wow, interesting. I thought you would have went Ozzy there because I think Ozzy fits that kind of what you just built. I think Ozzy would have fit that great.
You know what? Ozzy was great. The thing with Ozzy, when you listen to Sabbath stuff was recorded very raw. Okay. But that's because that's what the recording technique was at the time.
Right.
They didn't have the stuff that they have now. I can't picture when you listen to 13, the album 13 from Sabbath, that's what a modern day Ozzy would sound like and his solo stuff.
Yep.
And you know what? I like Ozzy singing the old Sabbath stuff. And that old, slow, sludgy, grindy stuff. And I don't think that those guys, I think they would be too strong for him.
Interesting. You're probably right. But don't forget, he played with at least two very strong musicians in Iommi and Geezer Butler, and he held his own early on.
Yes, you're right. You're 100% true. But the difference is this. They weren't heavy.
No.
Heavy. Dimebag is heavy.
Very sloggy.
You listen to some of the stuff that Dimebag plays with Pantera. It's very, very heavy. When he played with Damage Plan, very, very heavy. I just can't see Ozzy singing and being able to keep up with that.
True.
You know what I mean? If it was more Sabbathy, then without a doubt, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
But you know, that for me, my backup, that's I think a young Bruce Dickinson and some of the stuff that he was able to do when he was younger. I
Yeah.
couldn't take Bruce now.
No, but
I wouldn't want him now.
Bruce back in the day with Dimebag, Cliff Burton, and John Bonham. That's a strong band. That's a very strong rock band right there. Yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I thought the people that were picked for this was very interesting. You know, there's a lot of guys who go, well, where's so and so, and where's so and so, and you're like, you know, like you said, where's Geezer Butler on that list? Why isn't Geezer on that list? But you already got Harris, you already got Geddy Lee. You kind of got to go a different way, you know. So you can't have the top 5 bass players, as we would call them. So, but very interesting, a very interesting list. I'm glad Frankie brought it up, and thank you.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
But that's going to be a wrap for us tonight. It was a great show. Not a lot of meat, but a lot of other stuff behind it. We did, no Halford either, Frankie. Yeah, it's a very interesting list. Again, next week Jeff's going to give us all the summer shows that are coming up. Give us the highlights from who's out there. Rush is out there. Kid Rock's out there. Triumph's out there. Maiden's going to be out there end of the summer. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff in between. We heard David Lee Roth at the summer stage, so we'll talk a little local music. We'll break down the NFL schedule. I'll get through the whole thing and find the big matchups, and we'll definitely break that out. And we'll be back next Thursday night to do it all over again, Jeff. We'll do this all over. Good night, Frankie. Thanks for hanging with us, buddy.
See you later, Frank.
Thanks to Anthony. Thanks to Frankie. Thanks to everybody who chimed in. We do appreciate it on and off the air. It's a lot of fun doing this with everybody. So, Hefe, I'm going to end it. Unless you got anything special you want to throw out there?
No, dude. I know you want to slip under the timeline, so
Yep. It helps me get the generate the reels, so we get a little stuff out there for the show. But listen, guys, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. We'll do this again next week. So make sure you stick around. Have a great weekend. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and a great next week. Come on back when Jeff and I get together next Thursday at 7 o'clock. In the meantime, for Jeff and myself and everybody here at the Hard Rock Sports Show, we say thank you, good night, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday. Hefe, I'll talk to you off the air.
You got it, dude.
All right, my man.
Later.
Let's end the stream.